So you've been CPA, you've been doing real estate and things like that
I'm a
for
serious real
people.
estate
So
investor.
as let's just say let's you like to tell stories. Let's use a story, right, that you have used before. I'm a real estate professional. I am a landlord. I own 5 houses, hypothetically. How would you work my scenario in order to save me tax dollars? And what do you think would be a benefit?
Okay, the first thing I'm going to say is very controversial. If you ask CPAs how to save tax, whether it be 50 years ago, 30 years ago, today, they say have a bigger mortgage, maximize contributions to your IRA, 401k, and invest in real estate. The first thing I'm going to say is that real estate may be a great investment to build your wealth. It doesn't save you any tax. I'll
How?
give you an example.
Thank you. Yeah.
You buy a 500,000 starter rental house in a nice areas. Forget about Scottsdale prices. You're talking about Ahwatukee, South Tempe,
Mm-hmm.
Chandler, Gilbert. I don't know if you can find a starter 500,000 rental house, but you never have a problem with depreciation if you allocate 20% to the land, so that's 100 grand.
Yep.
The land you can't depreciate because if a fire burns down the house, you can still use the land.
Right.
So we got 400,000 left allocated to the house. Ever since the 84, 86 tax law, it's 27 and a half year depreciation life on residential real estate, rental houses, apartments, everything else, hotels, mini storage, office buildings, strip centers, 31-year life.
Mm-hmm.
So you take 400,000 building, divide by 27 and a half years, it's about 14,500 a year of depreciation. If you're in a 25% tax bracket, it saves you $300 a month. But that's only if you place that rental house in service on January. If you place on December, you only get 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of 300 a month times 12, 3,600, right. You save 300.
300.
Now let's compare what kind of cash you needed. I used to be a one-man mortgage broker 20 years ago, one of the 11 businesses I started. To get a good interest rate on a non-owner occupied loan, you got to put 25% down. So 25% of 500 grand is 125,000. If you're lucky, there's only 5,000 of closing costs. There's only 10,000 of fix up before you move your first tenant.
Mm-hmm.
So you had 140 grand
Right.
cash to save 300 a month of tax. Now I will tell you, the biggest tax savings is real estate. Is not at the beginning. It's not while you hold it. It's if you do the Section 1031 trade. You start with a fourplex, and I know Chinese female person in San Francisco started with one fourplex, and now she owns over 100 million of apartments, strip centers in California. She's worth over $100 million. She kept doing 1031 exchanges, deferred a gain, and here's the final exit plan. So you said you deferred the gain. The ideal exit plan, only from a tax viewpoint, if she dies holding that $100 million of equity in real estate, it's called step up in basis. She has 2 kids, a son and daughter. Now they inherit it, and they can sell it the next day with zero gain. Wow. But most people don't want to die, so that's an unusual circumstance. Sure. But so the point is, real estate doesn't save you tax when you acquire it. While you hold it, maybe if you hold it till you die, you save a lot of tax, and you can do 1031 exchanges to get bigger. The fourplex becomes an eightplex, 16plex, 64plex, and so forth. But as I've proven mathematically, it doesn't save you tax. In contrast, at 140 grand for 2 of our 70,000 solar powered reefers, you get a minimum 30% solar credit. 30% of 142,000 is 42,000 off your tax, and you can deduct 119,000. But see, I've been using the formula which is called equipment leasing to save tax, maybe real estate to build long-term wealth, and private pensions to protect what you have. I've just been using the Jimmy Carter formula for 44 years. He bought peanut shelling equipment
Right.
when there's only a 10% tax credit, but you can only deduct 5,000 in the first year. It's called Section 179, bonus depreciation. Today, after Trump tax law 1 and 2, you can buy millions of equipment and deduct it all in year one. You don't even have to depreciate it.
So let's say that again. You
But
said
it's a Jimmy Carter formula. So don't anyone say you can't save tax. If it works for Reagan, if it works for Jimmy Carter, it works for giant multi-billionaire companies. My belief is the tax law should affect everyone, even beginning or intermediate investors in Phoenix in real estate.
so. You said equipment leasing to save on taxes,
Real estate
real
for
estate
long-term
to.
wealth
Mhm.
creation, and private pensions to save when you want to take less risk and protect where it is, where Wall Street can't steal the money from you. And banks, if they go under, don't affect your private pension.